songs that I own, that I usually have in my house, where I do all the demos. So we set this up and brought this down to Spain. When I did debut and post, they were very much like greatest hits of my musical passions for all my life. And I knew it would take 2 albums to do that. That's why I called them debut and post, before and after, of getting rid of the back catalogue almost, you know, gracefully, you know, because you can only move on if you do that, you know. So this is like a fresh start for me. And that's why I want to call this album homogenic or genus or genius or whatever. I'm still working on that, because it's one flavor. It's just me now, you know, here. And it's gonna be, instead of like all these different instruments, it's just gonna be beats, strings, and voice. Þú veist, ef einhvern tíma myndavélin að fara í taugarnar á okkur, þá látið mig vita, af því þetta er númer 1. I knew that this album would be like back to Iceland, sort of what I'm about. But it's very hard to kind of start from complete scratch with no tradition whatsoever. But there were some pioneers who were trying to look at the landscape and the country and try to change that, what they saw and what they felt, into audio.
There are certain Icelandic composers, and when they compose Icelandic music, they, you know, try to imitate geysers or volcanoes, because the landscape in Iceland is very rough. It's, you know, we don't have like this, you know, trees. We don't barely have any trees. We have a lot of lavas, we have a lot of volcanoes, and there's a lot of outbursts of, you know, whether suddenly the wind comes or snowstorms. And that kind of sounds, I think she's looking after, and she's talked about that. She wants more of this raw sound, not this beautiful European sound, maybe.
To find that voice is very challenging, you know, and it's almost like you have to invent your own roots. And that's one of the reasons why I got the 8 string players. I wanted them all to be Icelandic. Það finnst mér mega alveg vera, þú veist, svona meiri, það þarf alveg bara vibrato og...
Okay.
Meira, okay. Og alveg bara, þú veist, ossalega, þú veist, Mata Hari. Þetta er þannig lag, sko.
Það er alveg rétt.
Svona næstu því of, eða skilur, má alveg vera, þú veist, svolítið svona...
Já, okay.
Well, I picked up her uses of intervals, for instance, fifths, and that's very traditional in Iceland and actually very unique. Icelandic folk songs often use these interval of fifths throughout, you know, the whole song. And she uses that in her pieces that makes it very Icelandic. For instance, in The Hunter, the 2 cellos, they are playing 2-bar motive. And, you know, one of them plays the lower note, then the other cellist plays it a 5th above. And there, when you hear that, that's just right away, you know that's Icelandic.
I wrote a song called Hunter, and it's based on what my grandmother told me on Christmas about 2 different types of birds who are birds that always have the same nest all their lives, like swans, and they always have the same partners all life. And they're birds that travel all the time, and they always have different partners all the time. And kind of like to make a conscious decision to stay a hunter. It kind of ended up being a little bit of a bolero, I guess. Maybe because it's Spain. That's the only song with a string arrangement I asked Deodato to do completely.
One of the notes that we discussed maybe trying a figure such as a bolero, you know, Ravel's bolero. In the course of the recording, we decided to exaggerate certain aspects of the string parts by having the strings doing sliding notes and kind of sluggish and slurring.
It's so lovely, one person could do a solo on top.
Huh?
One person could do a solo on top. Done.
When she sends me something, it's pretty much done. what I understand, and that I was correct in understanding it that way, is that she really wants a color. She really wants the humanizing factor into tracks that are basically, how do you say, sequenced using different sounds or using electronic sounds.
It's good also if we put one take down and have that as well. We come tomorrow and we can listen to it.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we know what to fix,
Absolutely.
if that works or not. But at least we put it down. Right?